Hey, welcome back. This is now the segment of the program that we call In the Engine Room. And what I want to talk about today is a special type of tape that's going to help you in an emergency. So let's take a little walk in order to find out more.
What I've got here, John, is a roll of rescue tape.
And what is this actual material that I'm looking at here, Ron?
It's a high temperature resistant silicone, good for 500 degrees.
All right, let me real quick introduce you to everybody. This is Ron Cordes, and Ron is the spokesman for this product called Rescue Tape. And let's talk about a leaky fuel line. Maybe you've got a primer bulb or you've got a fuel line that's either been dry rotted and now fuel is leaking, or it's been cut. Talk to me about how I would use this tape and how it might be able to rescue me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What you want to do, John, when you have an emergency on your boat and it's a fuel line, a radiator hose, or whatever it is,
right,
you pull out your rescue tape, you stretch it, you overlap it by 50%, stretch it as tight as possible, and go 3 to 5 layers thick back and forth over the hole. And then you're rescued.
Okay, so if I've got a cut in a hose, how far in length do I want to wrap the tape in both directions from where I need to make a repair?
From the point in the hole, what you want to do is stretch it, wrap it about 3 to 5 inches on each side of the hole, and about 3 to 5 layers back and forth.
Do I have to clean the fuel line? Do I have to kind of get all the gas and the oil, because there's a lot of oil and stuff, in this type of a situation? Do I have to clean it all first before I wrap it, or can I go with it dirty and gunky?
It's not a problem. The surface doesn't matter that you're wrapping. It could be wet, greasy, dirty, oily, and rescue tape will still fuse to itself. It doesn't fuse to the item anyway, it only fuses to itself.
Do different types of silicone-based tapes have different fuse times, if you will, or cure times? Because how silicone tape works is it only kind of sticks to itself. It doesn't really have adhesive, but some of the stuff that I've seen doesn't really stick on contact. It takes a while to fuse.
That's right.
Talk to me about your product.
Rescue Tape is a custom blended silicone. It is a proprietary blend that causes our product to fuse lightning fast. Literally in 60 seconds, our product will fuse permanently and doesn't come unraveled like the other tapes do.
Okay, so this is great for like an emergency in a fuel line. Talk to me about a bilge hose or something like that where you've got a water leak and you don't want to sink. Okay,
right.
Will it work with water?
Yes, it works while it's wet and underwater. You can actually make an underwater repair with Rescue Tape.
Okay, now some boats have hydraulics incorporated into them. Maybe it's hydraulic steering. Will this work with that kind of a pressurized situation? Because the hydraulics very much are oftentimes under high pressure.
That's right. High pressure certainly is a challenge, and the more pressure there is in the hose that you're repairing, the more tape you're going to use. It can work as long as you wrap it tight enough, thick enough, and wide enough over the hole.
Okay, now there's also pressure with our radiators, okay, our hoses, okay, with heat exchangers and all of that. That's a pressurized situation. Will it work in that environment?
It will. Rescue Tape will work under pressure, under heat, and even if the surface is wet, dirty, or oily.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever worked with a wiring harness or something like that where they've used standard electrical tape, and you've ever had to take that tape off. For some reason, this adhesive, very gooey, very sticky, very ugly, gets left behind, and it takes you forever. And inevitably, you'll use a razor knife, and then you might cut into the insulation, and then your wiring harness is trashed. Talk to me about how this silicone-based product, how it doesn't leave any residue behind ever. It doesn't matter how long it's been on a particular repair.
That's right. There's no adhesive on our product, so it can't break down like those other tapes do.
Give me a demonstration. Actually, I don't know if you can see this, but bring the camera in here. I've got a cut. I was cracking a shell last night, and I got a cut on my finger. But go ahead and wrap that, okay? And let's show everybody how this stuff doesn't leave back any residue. Go ahead and wrap that.
So when you stretch this and you wrap it under tension, it will immediately begin fusing to itself, creating a permanent, airtight, watertight seal in 60 seconds.
Okay, now I'm going to peel it off. All right, check this out. There's absolutely no sticky residue at all. It only sticks to itself. How much is a roll of rescue tape?
Rescue tape is about $10 to $12 per roll. It's available in your local marine stores, and you can find all the information on rescuetape.com.
Ron, thank you so much. Hey, right now we need to take our final time out of the day, but keep it right here because when we come back, we're going to show you the fruit of all our hard work today. We'll cover it right after this.
Stay bolted. Ship Shape TV will be back in a snap.